So I'm here with Tim Kitchen, and what Tim doesn't know about getting to the top of Google isn't probably worth knowing. Perhaps you can just introduce yourself first of all, Tim.
Yeah, my name's Tim. I'm the UK's best-selling digital marketing author, and I run an agency called Exposure Ninja. There's 65 of us, and we love helping small and medium-sized businesses to grow using the internet.
Okay, super. So I believe after uni, you actually worked in the music industry. So how did you go from working in the music industry to getting into sort of online marketing and SEO and what you do now?
Yeah, it's a good question. So I left uni. I was a drummer in a band, and in order to fund that band, I was recording drums for people online. So I had a studio in my house, and I'd record for people online. And to do that, to get clients, I used digital marketing. Now, before I knew what SEO was, I was doing SEO. So I was just looking at what the websites that were ranking best were doing, and I was just copying that and doing it for
Yeah.
myself. Eventually I got a bit bored of that, so I wrote a book, showed other people how to do it. And then I was talking to my next door neighbor one day who was a plasterer, and he had no business at all and didn't have a website, which was completely alien to me. So I set him up a quick website, and long story short, within about 6 months he was able to buy a house as a result of that website. And I was like, sweet, this digital marketing thing is awesome. So I started doing that, and that turned into the agency.
Excellent stuff. So what's online marketing all about?
Really starting with a website, a compelling website, which makes a really good sales case for people doing business with you. And then just getting traffic to that website, really. There's only really three things. You've got something to sell, somewhere to sell it from, so that's your website, and then someone to sell it to, which is the traffic that you bring into your site. So really everything that we do is about making websites compelling and getting people on those websites.
Absolutely. So obviously, without giving the game away, perhaps you can just give a few simple things that businesses can do to sort of get at the top of Google.
Yeah, sure. So everything that you do to get to the top of Google fits into one of two categories: either on-site optimization, which is about optimizing your website, or off-site promotion, which is about boosting the authority of your site in the eyes of Google. Google wants to reward sites which have lots of information. So one of the most simple things that people can do is to simply get more information onto your website. That's one of the most common things that we find ourselves recommending to clients and people who come to us asking for advice is, let's just get some more content on your site. You really want it so that your site is so authoritative on your topic that any search results which don't have your website at the top are incomplete. So imagine that you search for encyclopedia and Wikipedia wasn't at the top of Google. You'd be pretty annoyed, and you'd probably go over to Bing or some other way of finding information. That's really not what Google wants. So we need to make your website so authoritative that it's an absolute no-brainer. So really, that's the first and most simple thing that people can do.
Okay, super. I believe that you've worked with Sarah Willingham, the restaurant entrepreneur. Perhaps you can just tell us a little bit about that project that you worked on.
Yeah, sure. So we were thinking, this was a marketing exercise for ourselves. We were thinking, who is an authority with our target audience? And we know that a lot of our clients and the people who read our books and follow us love Dragon's Den. So I found out that Sarah was about to become one of the dragons on Dragon's Den, along with a bunch of others. So I had a quick look at her website. Her website was awful. So I just reached out to her and said, hey, Sarah, we'd love to build you a site. Knowing that she was about to become very high profile in the UK. And she said, yeah, cool. She checked out some of our work, loved it. So we built her a website, and that was fantastic. That was quite a rush, because I think we had about 12 days until the show first aired. So the time was, normally we'd allow 2 to 3 months for a website build. So it was all hands on deck, working nights, getting that website done. Quite interesting, actually, because on the back of that, we ended up getting a ton of work, not only from people who been on Sarah's website, but also her husband has his fingers in a lot of different business pies. So we've worked on a whole range of websites with those guys as a result of that. So it was really interesting experience. And of course, we were talking to Sarah as she was seeing that massive surge in visibility. So it was really entertaining to see what that looked like behind the scenes as well.
Yeah. Okay, super. And I guess that leads quite nicely into the next question. What would you say is the most important factor for a business to really truly stand out online? I mean, there's 1 billion websites globally, so it's pretty tough, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I think the key thing is a compelling, what we call a call to action. So on the purpose of your site is usually to generate a lead or a sale. And most people, when they search, they have a bunch of different tabs open in the top of their browser, and they're flicking between websites, which on the whole look pretty similar, and they're all pretty much saying the same thing. Most website copy is so generic. So if you're going to stand out, one of the easiest things to do is offer something from your website which is so compelling that it's really good at attracting and turning visitors into leads. So for example, on our own website, we offer a free website and marketing review. This is a 20-minute video that we record custom for everybody who requests it, who qualifies. And this takes a huge amount of work. It's a massive investment for us. But the great thing about that is it's so compelling compared to most other marketing companies who are maybe trying to sell their marketing services through their website, which is going to be completely ineffective. There's no way that you're going to sell SEO through a website. All you can do is sell the next step, which is a conversation. So that's what we do. And that's what we work on with our clients, is making their websites have as compelling a call to action as possible to kind of trap those visitors and encourage them to give you their contact details so you can start the conversation.
Okay. And you're a guest speaker at my next Business Growth Summit. And I know a lot of the delegates that are attending are really looking forward to hearing what you've got to say, not just about obviously getting to the top of Google and online marketing, but also to hear about your own journey in creating a successful business. Perhaps you can just share a quick insight into your journey into creating Exposure Ninja.
Yeah, sure. It's quite a non-traditional growth story, I guess, because I was running a very small kind of freelance type business. So it was me and then a couple of freelancers building websites. And I wrote a book called How to Get to the Top of Google, just sharing what I'd learned with the clients that we've been working with. That book became a bestseller, and that really started Exposure Ninja's growth in the early days and allowed us to scale up quite quickly to the stage now where we've got a team of 65. We've never taken any investment. Everything is purely funded through sales. And we got to about 60 people in, I think, 4 years or something. So it's quite a quick growth. Yeah, quite a quick growth. And I think the authority and influencer piece was so important because we have our audience and the people that follow us. We've got people that have been following us and call themselves fans, and they've been that way for years. And I think it's quite rare to find, we're essentially a marketing agency, but to find a marketing agency that has fans or people that call themselves fans is quite unusual. I think it's just because we share absolutely everything we learn, and it picks up quite a good base.
Okay. I talk a lot on my program about becoming a key influencer in your sector to really drive growth. I mean, myself as an example, I obviously speak at events. I've published 2 books, and I get commented by the business media quite a bit. How did you become a key influencer in your sector, and how's that sort of really helped propel the growth of Exposure Ninja?
Yeah, but a pretty similar way to you, I guess. So certainly books are a massive way because, when people see a book at the top of an Amazon bestseller ranking, there's an immediate kind of association with authority there. So that's been great. Doing shows, and we do quite a lot of marketing shows and business expos and stuff like that. And what we'll do is slightly different. We don't just have a stand, but actually book out a masterclass room, and we'll just teach people what we've learned working on our client campaigns. We're really not pitching people. We're really not trying to sell them anything. We're just sharing everything that we've learned. And that's a really good way to become an influencer, because you can't really fake that stuff. A lot of people in our industry are just talking about the same old stuff. It's a very sales focused message. Whereas we just focus on education, sharing absolutely everything that we learn. We really don't hold anything back. And that builds a lot of trust with people and is quite good at kind of picking up and growing an audience.
Okay. What would you say were the key ingredients then to growing a successful business?
That's a good question. I think a reason for existing is quite important. I guess quite unique in that we get sent a lot of businesses to review, thousands a year, and we see the pitch from the business owner, and we also see their website stats as well, because we often get analytics access. So I think some of the commonalities between the most successful businesses is that they have a very clearly defined place in their market, so they understand exactly where they fit and who they're selling to, and they actually have a reason for existing. So they're not just another Me Too. And I know that's such a cliche, but I think it's really true. And you can be a Me Too business, and we've got some very successful clients who have done that, but they found a particular angle within that. So whether they're the cheapest or they offer the best terms or whatever, that there has to be a thing that differentiates you. If you're just copying someone else, it's really hard to rank, and it's really hard to make a successful company.
Okay, and I think you have quite a bold claim. You want to be the world's highest profile and most awesome marketing company for SMBs.
Yeah.
How's achieving that going?
Yeah, it's good. I set ourselves a target of, I think, December 2021. So we're about 3 years in, and we've got 3 years left on that. So yeah, so far so good. I think we are definitely we're closer to the most awesome before we get to the most high profile. So we're working on becoming the best
Yeah.
agency for our clients. Our retention's
Mhm.
ridiculous, and then once we've got that, then
Mhm.
high profile all the way.
Mhm. Excellent stuff. So, I mean, we've mentioned the book that you've written, so How to Get to the Top of Google, and I guess that there'll be people coming on the event that are, as I say, really going to be looking forward to hearing what you've got to say. But there's also probably going to be people watching this video for various reasons they perhaps can't come to the event or whatever to listen to what you've got to say. How can people reach out to you if they want to find out a little bit more about what you and Exposure Ninja can do to help them in their journey of growing their business?
Best thing to do is to check out our social media. So we're Exposure Ninja. If you just search for us, you'll find us everywhere. And also, we run a podcast as well, which is great because with the podcast, we go behind the scenes of specific campaigns, and we bring in people who've grown their businesses very rapidly using digital marketing. So if you just search Exposure Ninja podcast, you should find us.
Okay.
But yeah, the books are a good resource, and we also share everything that we learn on our website as well, which is exposureninja.com.
Okay, excellent. Thanks ever so much for your time, Tim. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks' time.
Thank you, Paul. Looking forward to it.
Cheers.